But then the kids started telling me all the things that they were doing together that he didn't do with me. So the issue must be that they're just not interested in attending these singles meet and greets.
You guys have any suggestions on what I should do? How do I find my husband? I picked a restaurant. But then I told him, oh, you have to make reservations because this place kind of books up. It's like, okay, so make it.
Date Thai guys. They will cheat on you, and they will cheat on you a lot.
Why do some Filipino girls choose to date black guys?
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, I'm asking that you like, comment, subscribe, also smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right to it.
So when my husband and I divorced, he started dating a woman that he worked with. They are now happily married now. And the day that I met her, I welcomed her with open arms. It looked like she was going to be a part of our family and she was going to be in my kids' life. So I wanted us to have an easy transition and at least kindness between us. But then the kids started telling me all the things that they were doing together that he didn't do with me.
I said, hold up, wait a minute.
Like lots of cuddling and public displays of affection. And there was a little voice in my head that thought,
Something ain't right.
what the hell? How come he never did that with me for 20 years? But then I realized we married the wrong person.
Huh?
When you marry the right person who you're compatible with, each person is going to behave differently than how they would behave if they were in a relationship with the wrong person. He never did that with me for 20 years. I recognized that they were much more compatible than he and I were. So did I get angry that he and her are happy? Absolutely not. It makes perfect sense. He and I were in an arranged marriage through a prophet in our church. We never really fell in love. And I believe that a lot of people get into arranged marriages and they're not marrying because they actually love each other. They're marrying because they got pregnant, marrying for some legal reason. They're marrying because they have some financial difficulties. It's more of a business partnership than a love connection. So if you and your partner break up and they go on to be an amazing partner for someone else, that doesn't mean that you were a bad person or that you didn't deserve really beautiful love. It just means that you and your partner were never compatible. Because no good relationship ends in a breakup. And the key to a successful long relationship is marrying the right person.
Now, this is a crock of nonsense. She talked about arranged marriages and said a marriage were arranged. Now, do you know most of the time arranged marriages happen in other countries and those marriages last, right? Look at the cultures who do them. Like a lot of times you have arranged marriages with Indians who marry their own, very successful, and also Muslim cultures, usually very successful.
So if you're bitter that your ex is now a good partner to someone else and wasn't to you, don't take it personal. They're just more compatible. And hopefully your partner learned from their mistakes, that they're more self-aware now, and that they've had a lot of personal growth. That thought process was super healing for me and set me on my path to find the right match for me.
All right, now, this is what's true. A lot of what she's saying is part right and part wrong. I'll explain. I know you think, Jay, wait a minute, you're saying she's right? Yes, she is right. Not everybody's compatible for each other. But what happens is a lot of times women use that excuse for when they're just a headache, which she probably was, right? But what happens is his new wife, I'm sure he made some mistakes too. I'm not going to say women are 100% to blame, but they're probably like 70. Because look at what's going on right now. I mean, the statistics show. And right now you see lesbians get married, they can't stand each other more than gay marriages or regular marriages. So whose fault is it, right? You have to be real. You weren't compatible with anything that he wanted to do. And what happens is nowadays, feminism gives women that excuse. Okay, I can just get out of it and leave. He wasn't the one for me. She's watching him with his new wife, eating it up. She feels it, right? She's like, man, how did I end up here and he's there? I know she's jealous. It's probably your fault. Let me go on to the next one.
The best decisions of who I became to be able to find Jared, to be able to have Jared walk into my life. It took me being alone and really reflecting upon myself. Yes. And like, what do I want and who do I not want? And What kind of accessory do I want to have? Because that's really all Jared is. He's just an accessory to my life already. My life was still going to be this way no matter if Jared was included in it or not. You have to truly believe that. But
adding value. That's the thing, is when you really feel like you're ready to date, when you're in a headspace of, I know who I am, I like who I am.
And this is how bad it's gotten. You got women being dating coaches for after marriage, right? We have a marriage crisis. When women are coaches for how to move on after you get half a man's money, it's sad.
I have standards. I know my deal breakers. That completely changes your dating experience, because then you're showing up and you're not attached to any outcome. You can take it day by day and see how it unfolds. And if it works, great. It's a bonus. And if it doesn't, it's fine. You don't need it to. You're not relying on that working to make you happy. And it's so different from coming from a place of lack, because then you show up on these dates, you're more stressed, you're more anxious, and you're thinking in your head, are they going to like me? Am I going to be good enough? Am I saying the right thing? Am I wearing the right thing? And it puts so much more stress and pressure on you to make things work.
Well, the stress and pressure should be on you to make things work. I mean, you just got out of a marriage, right? Why did that happen? Is it mostly your fault? Most likely, yes. Because look nowadays, right? Guys are being divorced and broken, taking for everything. You, most likely, I'm not saying who knows, the woman could have made all the money. I highly doubt it, right? He's probably making the majority of the money. So you're stressed thinking, okay, how can I make it work? He's stressed thinking about, how can I recover from the financial hit I just took? It's night and day. And, you know, they become dating coaches to help other women. And what it is it's letting other women know. It's making it okay. Like nowadays, we have a society that makes it okay for women to divorce. Hence, divorce coaches. Oh, this is what you do when you get out. Oh, this is what you do when you get out. Everything is getting out, getting out, getting out. Then they get the next guy, and then 5-10 years later, you don't like what he's doing? Let me get out again. Guys, I'm 60. I had to get out of 3 marriages. Wow. Let me go on to the next one.
So I have to cancel the singles event that I planned to be on my farm this weekend. Y'all know I'm an event planner and I have a fish farm, and I advertised a fishing for love event where singles could come here and fish and have dinner and meet each other in person, not on a dating app. And 5 women RSVP'd yes, and 1 man. And even the 1 man that did RSVP did it through one of the ladies. Now, I did all of my marketing specifically towards men because I knew that the women would RSVP. I promoted the event on 45 different Facebook groups, specifically about hunting, fishing, camping, country life, and all local to my area. I know that my post reached over 12,000 people specific to the age group, the gender, and the interests that I just described. And yet, no man RSVP'd. So let's talk about why men are not RSVPing and attending these singles meet and greets. So I read something that said that men are just more spontaneous. They just want to show up. But I don't think that's true, because men have no problem buying their season tickets to a football game a year in advance, being on time for their fantasy football event, being at a 7 a.m. golf tee time. So the issue must be that they're just not interested in attending these singles meet and greets.
Oh, absolutely.
I also read that men don't really like the pressure of meeting a woman in a formal dating experience, and they prefer meeting a woman naturally, like at a bar or a concert. But like, don't we all? Now remember, I chose an event that men love doing, and I get men here every day at my farm fishing. I chose a fishing event because as an event planner, I know that I have to always have something for men to be doing. Men don't enjoy just standing around talking like women do. So that's why I chose fishing as the predominant activity. And yet they still didn't want to come. So I would love to hear from you all as to why you think men don't attend singles events. Because all I hear is them on social media talking about how lonely they are and how they all want to meet a woman and how much they hate the apps. So what do you think?
They're not responding because of that exact reason, right? Men are done. Men are tired of the games, the love games women play. It drains guys, right? Why is that? Because you have to truly understand the games a woman plays. Like, why does a man have to go listen to dating? You literally have to listen to male dating coaches and male dating coaches that have a lot of experience to understand the ins and outs. When when a woman says this, she means this, and she's saying this to test you. Like, it's so much that goes into it, to where a guy is like, I'm done. Because literally, you have to go and watch Alpha Male Strategies or channels like that. That guy's really good with what he does. But that's not needed when you depart. When you say, you know what, I don't want to play this game anymore. And you know what guys are doing? Guys are focused on what other guys tell them to do, really, because they know that's what they have to do. So they're doing what you want them to do. A lot of guys are focused on getting the bag or working a bunch of hours, right? That's all they have. You want to know why guys do that? And I realized I need to do that myself. Before I left the West and came over here to the Philippines, all I did was work, right? Work, 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 work. Why is that? Because I knew for sure I needed to have some backing. And guys are doing that. Guys are making sure they're secure. And they're not worried about those relationships. So yes, as you said, guys are lonely. Yes, guys are tired of going on date nights. But for the most part, guys are just done. They'd rather pop in a CD, right, of a beautiful lady and be done with it, and they're satisfied. Guys do that for years sometimes, maybe 2 years, right? They'll go out and see a lady every now and then, but for the most part, they stay on their own. Why? Because that's what the society raised them to do. While women are doing it with the same guy. All of them are getting with the same guys. Yes, it's sad back in the West.
Am I the only one who's having a difficult time trying to find their husband, trying to find their forever person? Because I don't even know what to do. I'm on these dating sites and it is trash. Like, what these men are putting up, what they're saying when you're communicating with them, I don't know what to do. Like, do you guys have any suggestions on what I should do? How do I find my husband? How do I find my husband?
This is the way.
I had a date with someone. Well, it was supposed to be a date. Mind you, this guy works from home, so he can just make a phone call. He asked me where I want to eat. I said, I purposely didn't pick a restaurant, but what I did say was, I like this type of food. He said, oh, just pick a restaurant. Okay, fine. I picked a restaurant. But then I told him, oh, you have to make reservations because this place kind of books up. He's like, okay, so make it. What?
Emotional damage.
What? Wait, was I wrong? What? You want me to make the reservations? Most of the times when you make a reservation, you have to put a credit card on file. You want me?
Yes, and then that's when you let him know and say you may need to do it because you need to add your credit card. But I'm confused. Let me hear what she says.
On file. You want me to put my credit card on file? So what are you gonna do? Just show up?
Of course.
So I respectfully decline. But for those of you who are out there married, living life and all that stuff, please tell us single people what to do. I have been out the dating game for some time. I was in a relationship for a minute. So maybe I don't know how to date in 2023. So let me know how to date in 2023 because, oh, don't mind my hair, whatever. And crazy day. But let me know what to do. What to do? How do I find my husband?
Well, you had a potential husband right there. Communicate. You could have communicated. You just answered logic, right? You just answered it right there. Communicate better. You could have easily said to him, look, I need a credit card to reserve this restaurant. You can give me your credit card, or you can make the reservation. So, so I don't have your credit card unless you want to give it to me. He could have messed around and said, oh yeah, here's my credit card. And oh yeah, buy yourself something nice. Boom. For sure now he's a provider. I guess she needed to use some sprinkle logic because that's what sprinkle would have told her to do. Common sense, right? I'm not bigging up sprinkle, but she would have used more common sense than her. Use your common sense. Say, okay, no problem. Give me your credit card, or you may want to book it yourself if you don't want to give me a credit card. Boom. Then he knows, okay, I need to book it. Maybe he's never made a reservation before because guys are simple, right? A lot of guys have never made a reservation at an exclusive restaurant. So, yes, but he put everything in your hands. You should have took the ball, ran with it, and hit a 3-point shot, and you possibly could be on the way to having your husband, but you didn't do that. Common sense, ladies.
Do not date Thai guys. They will cheat on you, and they will cheat on you a lot because they love sex. And I was like, well, I don't mind either.
Okay. That was a good one. So this here is a passport, sis. That's a Thai guy. That was funny. Let me go on to the next one.
Yo, I have a question. Why do some Filipino girls choose to date black guys?
Yeah, I've been hearing that. I actually did a video about that on a Black Filipino YouTube channel. And Filipinos are starting to say that. Yeah, I guess it's true. Let me go on to the next one. So that says she have a black foreigner boyfriend, so she might be a prostitute. She is flirty and only into his money. Well, I wouldn't say she's a prostitute, right? But you heard her answer was to that. F you, right? Because I don't know if she's talking about foreign woman. I'm sure she is. Or she's probably talking about Filipinas. Because, you know, this is one thing I talked about, and I talked about this in my Black Filipino channel, right? What happens is this. When Filipinas date foreigners, they get looked at by other Filipinos sometimes as they're going after the bag, like they gave up on life. It's dead serious. Because it says she is flirty and only into his money. That's coming from a Filipino. That's coming from a Filipino bashing another Filipino, right? And that's how they look at it. Like, say, Filipinos that said it could be from the province, right? And they'll go to Cebu looking for foreigners, right? A lot of guys will go, oh, get you a province girl. But sometimes that girl that's yours is in the city. I'm getting tired of people saying that. And it's wild because a lot of people know that that girl that's going to be for you sometimes can be a province girl that came to the city to work. It's a little different in the Philippines than it works in the West, right? Your girl, a lot of times the province girls, a lot of them could be ran through because that's all they do is search for that guy, that foreigner, right? You have one or two that's they're humble, just okay, you know, nice and extra sweet and cute, but a lot of them are experienced and may know what they're doing, unless they're sheltered, right? Unless they're sheltered, but it won't be for the most part, right? For the most part, they will be sheltered. But still, in the city, same thing. They're just working. So it just depends. It's like the flip of a coin. And yeah, so she got hated on. You have a black foreigner boyfriend, so she may be, man, that's wild to think like that. But it happens. That's how the Philippines is. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. And guys are still choosing women like this because they realize it's more to life than dealing with what I go through back home.
He ain't lying.
See you next video.
This is the way.
Passport bros. Passport. No. More to life.